mean, my gosh, he was misunderstood. I mean, he knows what it's like to be misunderstood, to be misrepresented. It happened to him. His motives, his mission, everything he was all about, nobody understood him. Everybody kept asking questions. Not only that, but he wasn't accepted. It says he came to his own, and his own accepted him not. That was a thing that had to just really, really get him deep inside. His colleagues, those religious leaders, those who were in leadership of the church, and those who were there, who led the church, who led the people of Israel. You know, he literally left heaven and came to earth for them and for us. But they didn't like him. They didn't like him because he wasn't what they thought he should be. And so they didn't like him. He wasn't accepted. And he was tempted. He was tempted. I mean, he was tempted that night in the garden. He said, you know, if this could pass me, Lord, if there's any other way, do I have to face this cross? Can't there be another way to do this? Something else. Can't you get me out of this? Just get me out of it. God said, no. There aren't other options. This is what's going to happen. And he carried responsibility. A heavy responsibility. We all have responsibilities, and we don't take them lightly. We shouldn't take them lightly. But his responsibility was the responsibility for the world. Jesus literally had the whole world on his shoulders. I think that would stress him out a bit. I think that would stress him some. The whole weight of the world on his shoulders. And he didn't have a lot of time. He knew he just had a matter of days yet that he was able to finish up what he was doing. And then he knew that the job wasn't even going to be finished. Because there were still going to be those people who were not believing in him. And it wasn't going to be done. So how did Jesus handle the pressure? Did he take a stress ball? Start working it? I love this thing. Ann Peterson brought this. I love it. My stress is relieved just looking at this thing. I don't have to squeeze it, just look at it. You know, we have a lot of ways that we handle pressure. A lot of places we look, and a lot of things we do, you know? And we can use our stress ball and other things that we can do. But what did Jesus do? What did Jesus do? We come to chapter 17, finally, right? Chapter 17. What did he do? First of all, Jesus knew where to go. You know, we go to a lot of places when we're under stress. We look to a lot of things in this life. But notice the very first thing he does, as the author tells us here. When Jesus spoke these words, what did he do? He lifted up his eyes to heaven. Jesus knew where to look. He looked to his Father in heaven. That's where he began. Not in the world, but to his Father in heaven. He knew where his source of strength was, and that's where he went. He knew where to go. He kept focused on what he came for, what he was all about, what he came to. He said, the hour's come. And what was his purpose? What he came for? It was to glorify God through what he was doing. It was to glorify God. He talks about that your son might glorify you. Not himself, but his Father. He had a purpose. He had a direction in life. He knew what he was here to do. He gave up his rights. He submitted himself to God. He said, Lord, if there's any other way, do I have to do this? Yes. And he submitted himself and gave his very life. But in giving his life, he opened the door for us to have eternal life. He gave up his rights. He gave himself over to God's presence and God's strength and power. And he had something to give, and that was eternal life itself. He gave of himself completely, and he did a good job of it. He did a good job. Now, what do we learn from that? What can we draw from that? First of all, it's important we turn everything over to God. It's important we turn everything over to God. Let me just share with you 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 and 7. Verse 7, it says, cast all your anxieties, all your worries, all your concerns, once and for all on him, for he cares for you. God cares for you. You know that? And he's concerned not just about some things, but all things. He's not saying here, well, cast some of your concerns upon God and choose a few anxieties and worries that you might throw his way. No, he's not saying that. He's saying all of them. All of your anxieties, all of your worries, all of your concerns. All of them. Once. For all. No matter how great or how small they might seem, cast them upon him. And he even tells us in that section from 1 Peter our attitude in doing. And in verse 6, it begins simply by saying, humble yourselves. In a spirit of humility, just humble yourselves before God and ask God for help in life. And the reason we tend not to ask God is because that crazy old thing called pride seems to get in our way, doesn't it? That pride. We don't want to humble ourselves and say, God, I need you to be in control of my life. And yet that's so crucial. That's so crucial. Turning our lives over to God's control because he wants those things. He wants to take those things from us. He says, giving to him all, once and for all. Casting those things upon him. Quit trying to hang on to them. The problem we have sometimes is that basket we have at the door back there. The basket back there, I know there's one back there. I know there's one back there. Because you see, what we do, we come in here, and we put all of our burdens, and we cast all these things before God. And wow, that's really great, Look what God's done. But for some doggone reason, we go out this aisle and out that door, and we reach into that basket that has all those worries and all those anxieties, and we reach down in there and we just pick them up because we like carrying them around, I guess. I don't know. God says, keep your hands out of the basket. They're mine. Leave them alone. That's what God says to us. Leave them at the door. Don't carry them out with you. Don't carry them out with you. In purpose. God has a purpose for your life. I believe that. I think he does. I think God has your life designed in such a way with your gifts and your talents that he has a purpose for each and every life. Oh, it's a struggle sometimes trying to figure out what it is, but we have purpose. We have design by God. Jesus knew it. My gosh, David and Goliath. Do you think David would have gone out after that huge monster of a warrior if he didn't have a purpose? If he did without a purpose, it must have been crazy. He had a purpose. He was fighting for the faith of his people and his God. It wasn't their battle, it was God's battle. And he had a purpose to fight that battle. People who live long lives, one of the reasons is because they have purpose. They have something to live for. They have goals and hopes and dreams at any age. And that alone is a big factor in long life. Understanding our purpose, following that purpose, and giving up our rights, and that's the toughest part. That's the toughest part, giving up our rights, submitting ourselves to God, and that seems to be a real glitch sometimes. Because we always fight to have our rights. I'm not saying, when I talk about rights, I'm not saying that we don't have rights. We do have rights. We need to hold on to those rights. But it's the rights that say I'm always right and never wrong. It's the rights that in a family between a husband and a wife, the one decides no matter what, I'm always right. The only thing that accomplishes is usually bitterness and anger and anxiety and all that other stuff. And it seems like stronger people are easier to give up their rights than weaker because you see, stronger people know there's going to be another day. There's going to be another day. Strong people